Yeah, as usual. So hi all, I will start just in a second. I want to check settings and we will get started. Working, at least on my phone. So for today, yeah, so I see topics list on the screen is a bit incorrect, but I don't want to waste time on this. So for today, what's the goal for today's stream? Okay, just a second, I hear myself. Okay, so I think I am ready. So I was reading myself twice because I was there was another tab with a live stream. But for now it looks like okay. If anything wrong, let me know in chat. I will try to check it. So by the way, I always forget to say this before each stream. So now I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And yeah, and just a moment. Yeah, okay. I think also Facebook is working. So there is a music in background. Let me know if it's too loud. I will also make it. Yeah, I can also like turn it off if it's too annoying. So this is first. And also in terms of music, I have the same music repeating because every day I have some issues on my Facebook channel. They block video after the stream because there is a copyright. But actually, the song that you are hearing is not copyright. I don't know what's wrong, but just in case. And again, if it's too loud, let me know. I will change settings. And for now, let's start. As I was trying to say, for today, I will continue work on Echo framework. Last 2 days, we did. So basically, like again, right? So this in this stream, I learn and do and practice. So this is the main purpose for me to stream. And topic is Go web frameworks. I have this repository, and my plan is to have an example project with these topics in each framework. This is main goal. So in terms of these topics, this list can change. So for example, on top of CRUD endpoints, I also have list paging. So we are also checking, for example, static files. So list of the topics can change, but main purpose is to have example implementations in different frameworks, in different Go frameworks, and maybe at some point compare them implementation wise, not in terms of performance. They already have nice list of performance benchmarks, so you can also take a look. So to each framework, I also have a link here. Please take a look. So implementation wise, at the moment, I have some implementation for Echo and Iris frameworks. In parallel and also in private, I am also preparing a course with all in-depth knowledge about these frameworks. And there is also side topics for me, for example, like working with static files. At the moment, it's a side topic for me, which I do research in live streams. Today's topic is again Echo and Echo framework, Echo web framework for Go. And let me show you where we are at the moment. So this source code that you see on the screen is this source code is clone of the repository that just was open on the screen, like this one here. You can also use, it's open source. You can also use it, clone it, download it as you wish. And in terms of where we are, so let me actually change branch. So everything I do as part of this live stream, it is in separate branch. I repeat this in each stream just because we might have some new users, some new viewers. So this is a branch that I am working on, Echo Static Assets, and I will check out to this branch. Okay. So, and maybe one more note about these streams. If you see anything wrong, or if you want to make any suggestion, use chats. I try to take a look. I have separate screen and where I can see chat messages. And also, this is not a tutorial, right? So as I also put on the in the initial screen, there might be some mistakes, some low performing code. Please be aware of this. And also, there might be some parts which I am very silent. I try to read documentation and focus. So it can be quite boring stream, just in case. And for now, in terms of structure-wise, since I have all these frameworks in one repository, it's kind of a monorepo, let's say. I need to, and Visual Studio Code so far it cannot work with multiple Go projects, like Go packages at the same time. For example, let me actually try this. Last time I tried to use it, it was it was failing. It fails with code sense, like with this code suggestions. For example, it says it's error because it cannot recognize this. And like easier way to fix it is just to open like separate each package separately, right? So which I will do now. I will open Echo folder in a separate window. So if you want to have nice code suggestions, this is the best way to use it. But I think if I try to, we can also do like this. So if we don't need these code suggestions, we can also, let me try to run this file, for example. So this is server.co from echo folder. And let me try to run. Actually, like I think it will run. It's just we don't see code suggestions. If we see like a lot of errors. Yeah, so this works. Like, I mean, we can actually use it. And for some projects, it's much more convenient because, for example, here I have this frameworks files, but I also have this this shared code package. And this is two different Go packages. And sometimes I want to do some changes here, right? And then use these changes in my like in Echo project. So it's easier when you have one window for this. But anyway, this is not the main topic. So let's move on to the main topic. And for main topic, I actually need to do some research. So we have, yeah. So this is separate window for only Echo part. Sometimes you will see me switching between these two. Just keep in mind that if you see this Go Web Frameworks, it is all projects in one, and this is only for Echo. Okay, so in terms of where we are, at the moment we have implemented these assets. So what I am trying to do is, which is a bit complicated even for me, no, not now, later. So because initially I started this project, this Echo project, as a backend project. So meaning that we have backend endpoints. So far we have endpoints for entities. And then I started researching static files. And now I have, from the same application, I have two things. First part is serving backend endpoints, backend APIs. And second part is website. And what I want to do as part of this video, this stream, I want to organize this part a little bit better. And let me explain what I mean by better. So in Echo, as I found out that we can bind folder in our project structure to any given URLs. For example, let's say if we are building a website and we have some JavaScript files or CSS files, or actually any file, right? So we can serve any static file. We can say to Echo Frameworks that, hey, I have this URL, and let's do opposite. So I have this folder, this directory, and if anyone wants to see like files in this folder, they can use this URL, right? So this is like our URL path. And actually we can check this. If I go to static, so now on the screen you see, okay, I stopped it. Let's run it in terminal. And refresh. So now you see backend API part, right? But if you navigate to static, I think, if I am not mistaken, right? Static, and then I need to know like specific name of the file. Let's say we want to see index.js. We cannot. Why? JSON. Did I made any mistake? So we have static, right? Yeah, of course we need to. So I couldn't zoom this part of the browser. I don't know if it's visible on the screen or not. I hope it is. Let me try to see if you can see it on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it's very small, but what I was missing here, I was missing JS part. I think this is now, yeah. So this is what I'm accessing now. Let me just copy paste this in the editor. So this is what I'm accessing, right? Trying to open. Let me put full address. And I was missing this JavaScript part. But the point is, let's open this side by side. So the point is, so now I have this assets folder, and we are opening it, exposing it with /static, right? And then I have JS folder in assets, and then index.js. So this will get you to any file in this assets folder. I can do the same thing for pages index.html, so this will work. This is a form that we added yesterday. I will have a separate like short video explaining how we did all these things, because yesterday video was like 1 hour, but this was some other time. For now, so this is like actually like I like this structure. So if we want to expose anything, we can use static. Actually, I personally used this. For example, if I'm not mistaken, in Django, in Python Django, I had also a similar thing. Actually, I can try to find this. It's a bit off topic. Sorry for this, but anyway, maybe another time. Like I think in Django you can expose also static files and standard way of doing this is /static. But my worry is not about static. My worry is about where I should put a website, like kind of front end of my application, and also back end of my application. One thing that I have in mind, so for all backend routers, we can do something like this. We can say, we can prefix them with, actually, let's do it a bit better. We can say API prefix, for example. And it's going to be /API, right? And then we can do here. So we don't need slash anymore. I believe there is a way to group them. I will take a look in a second, but let's do this. I like Visual Studio Code. This is like one of the main reasons I like it. So you can do, if you are on Mac as well, you can do Command Option and then down, arrow down, and then you can do edit all at once. So I will have API prefix. This should do it, I guess. Come on. Cool. And from now on, we have, let me see here. So we have API and entities. Oh no, so we need one more slash, right? For now I will do it here. I will need to refactor this anyway, right? So then I will figure out where I need to put this tailing slash. For now, let me run it. Yeah, so now we have, maybe let's put it here. So we have nodes MD. So let's take these nodes here. So I have now kind of some structure. I still need to revise it, but don't save. So now our structure looks like this. So we have API. Let me turn this off. Copilot. Okay, so for API, we have all endpoints starting with API. And what I was thinking for kind of front end website, we can have, I have two things in mind: front end, website, or just root. I think the best option here is this one, right? Because usually if you're serving web application, right, from one single binary, if you're talking about Go, also, like, I mean, if you think about other frameworks, like let's say, again, let's use like a Python, because I have also experience with Python. So even in Python, if you have for example admin page, it's usually /admin, right? And then on root you have your main publicly available part. So I think it is fair and not so bad to use a similar approach, right? So I can have my APIs under /API, and also main page, main application here. The thing is, personally, I never used Go application in production for websites. I did only for my own purposes. Usually Go is like language of the backend. But for sake of the like learning and also tutorials, I think this is not so bad. So we can have, I think this is good convention to have. I will save this note. And now we can refactor our application based on this. Just, I will take a short break in a second. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so let's refactor all this based on this convention, let's say. So what I will do, I will go back here. So about static, I think, I think we need to have one more. So we can have API, front-end website, and also we can have static /assets. At least for now, I want to keep this. Later, we can think if we need to change this. For example, I'm thinking why I'm thinking this, because let's say we don't have static HTML, but we kind of have some kind of framework, front-end framework like React or Next.js, for example. So I would prefer that we under / we have everything related to dynamic front-end, and then under static we have everything we need to serve as a static files. Like it can be images, it can be required, for example, JavaScript files, and etc, etc. So for now I will still keep static, and let's see if we will have any issue with this. And I will add one more task, let's say, so I don't forget. Factor API URLs. Maybe group them. Okay, so I will take care of this part later. And for now, we can do like this. Okay. So these two parts is something from our last stream, from yesterday's stream. I won't be repeating all the details, but the thing is, here we are doing, we are serving for get access. Let's say, I will put comments here. Method get. And we are here. We are doing a post, and the reason for this, let me show it. So if I now go to the root, so on the root I have this very simple index page. Yeah, so it's very simple. File, HTML code. We have a form, and by default, I think this was HTML. I forgot what was HTML. Comments. Action. Default. The same page. Okay. Yeah, so that's why I don't need to specify this and say this, right? So considering that this is our now root of our website, so I can just skip this part. But I need to show method, right? So this is our post method, and also interesting part is this part. So we also, this is how we map our in JavaScript file. I like this, like we separate that this is all for statics, right? But anyway, so so we have this HTML on the root of the of our website, right? And yeah, interesting part is, so let's say we are adding another entity. Let's use again Dexter, the best TV series. So it went successfully, right? We can check this from networks. Actually, let me try this size. Font size. Does it change it for settings? No, so it doesn't change for settings. I need to check how I can zoom in settings part. But anyway, so we can see, yeah, like I mean, it works. And the thing, what's happening here? So this form is the reason why we have these two. In first one, we serve this HTML, and second one, we post data from the form, right? And we process it in this method. In this method. So I think best thing I can do now. So this is also interesting part. We will focus on this in a second. But for now, let me do some very basic refactoring, right? So what I will do, I will just have another file, website.co. I hope it's again visible. Yeah. In this website.co, I will include everything related to website. Yeah. I'm now thinking like how I should do initialization part. Yeah. Okay. For now, I will keep it very, very simple. So we have package. I don't want to like prematurely optimize or refactor or anything like this. So we will need to think how we can initialize our application, right? So we need to pass echo framework part. I think I will also keep this part very simple. I will just pass this application, which is echo. Okay. I was thinking to use some kind of struct for this, but maybe later. So what I will do, I will say app, which will be echo. And we will do initialization here. Not the best code, I guess, but for now. Okay, and we can save it here. Yeah, like I mean, I just don't like when it's too big and I cannot like just even like scroll through the file. So that's why I think this is better. And I will do one more thing. I will add another Go file, api.go, and move everything related to API. Again, we will need to pass, for now at least, echo, and it is still main. Yes, thanks. And now we can move all this here. And actually, in fact, we can also move every related, how to say it, every related variable, right? So if we need this only or not. Okay, for now I will leave it here. We will think about it later. And I also want to move methods. Okay. So this is also not the best way of doing this, right? So we will need to think, I will need to think like how I can refactor also this part. For example, how I get storage, very easy optimizations that we can do. We can, since we are like our project is getting bigger, we can change this part. So we can use suggested structure. For example, we can have internal folder, internal package, then we can have application layer, infra layer, and all this stuff. So I want to complicate or add this additional structures when it's needed, right? So not for now. So that's why let's for now keep it like this. By the way, so we have one kind of mistake here. So I am mapping this root twice, and I guess it works only because so last one takes effect, right? So here we are mapping the same URL, right, twice. So yeah, I will need to delete this code. So this code can go away. And now we need to do so I'm doing this only, this is not good, this is not perfect, not having good structure, right? So you shouldn't use anything like this in production. I just don't want to do full refactoring now. Maybe tomorrow we can spend some time and refactor to more appropriate project structure, because I already don't like it. For example, I don't like that we need to pass this twice. this should have been like we have our own app implementation, right? Maybe let's do it. I don't like how it looks now. So let's say we have I will call it web application. Inside we will have echo app, which we already know is a pointer to echo, right? Echo.echo. And we also need storage, right? So let's say, actually we can be very specific. Entity and it will be entity. As you can notice, I use long names, and in Go, so there's quite some discussions around this. You can use shorter names. It could be like ER. When you are like, when it's part of the tutorial or you are trying to explain best ways to have like longer names, so I will keep it like this. So now when we have this, what we can do, we can have new web application, which will return this one. So for now it's going to be very simple, right? We will have this one. And we can say for echo, we are using echo.new. For now, this is more than enough for us. So we don't pass any additional configuration so far. For storage, we already have new, right? So we can reuse this here. We can say, so for now I will call it entity storage, and then we can refactor this name. Yeah, we will need to change it anyway, so let's do it now. Okay, so entity repository, which will be package new entity repository. And then we can make it concern of this structure here. But I know when I think about it, like we are a bit deviated from our initial goal, because yeah, because like, I mean, we are I am now doing full refactoring, but I think this is good, right? I mean it's a live stream. So okay, so we have web application, we are returning new instance, new implementation of this. So we will have echo implement initialized, we will have repository initialized. So we will need to do this init somewhere, right? Okay, so maybe we can do like this. Since it's a local, I can do this entity repository. So this is kind of arguable, right? Implementation, because maybe in it we don't want to put too many things, right? So we want to in it go smoothly and then have another thing which will take care of all initializations, right? So since we don't have at the moment any other things, so I will just do like this. So we can, when we do new web application, we already assume that we have also our storage initialized. So let's save this. And So we will need to take care of this methods, these functions later. For now, let's change application initialization. So our web application will be new web application. So here we will have everything started, and then we will do web application start. And maybe we can even pass string. And first thing I will do, I will implement this start. So function. This will be method of web application, and our receiver will be pointer to the web application. Start. And actually we'll do inside exact the same thing. So actually I don't need to return for now. So web application, echo. I will reuse echo's logger. Fatal, and going to be echo up dot start, and we need address. So easy peasy. So this part is done, but it's not all, of course. So we can already get rid of this part. So, and now we will need to change this too. I will start first with API. It seems easier. And then I will move to website. I will take a very short break.
I mean, it's crazy because over there it's about.
Okay, let's continue. I just noticed that there was one comment on YouTube. I'm using Streamlabs. This is like separate application for streams. And there is like multi-stream like widget. And the idea is like you can see all chats from all like Facebook, Twitch, YouTube in one place. But in fact, it doesn't work properly. So I usually miss some part of the communication. So I will conclude this stream the same way, but probably for next streams I can, I will try to find more like interactive ways. Because I already see like on YouTube there was some comments which I missed. But anyway, so for today, let me just continue. I will try to change one more thing, just in a second. Is it? Okay, so probably I will continue streaming like 15 more minutes, and then we can finish for today. So in terms of refactoring, so we did, let me see, so in api.co now we have structure for web application, and it's supposed to keep everything related to application. In terms of main function, it's also recommend like to keep this as small as possible, and actually main entry point to the application should be as small as possible. We can have another topic, another stream for this like refactoring purpose. So now I like that it's short and clean. In terms of further refactoring, I think I need to finish this API part and website.co part. I will first start with API. So now everything which we need to implement, like actually these methods still can be separate methods. But in this case, we will have to provide some additional parameter. For example, if in this method we are, using database or any kind of storage, which is already available, only available in our web application structure. So we will need to share this somehow, right? So we will need to pass this parameter. And let me just show what I mean. So now, first I will service this method. So now we will have a bit differently. I can actually just refactor this one. So it needs to be web application, right? Our receiver, and then we have a web application. Init, I will rename it a bit differently, So now we can say init API routes, right? So we don't need app anymore because we already have a reference to app. And now we will need to change all this. So we can say web application, our receiver, and then echo app. So what I was talking about earlier. So now, since we have this here, right? What I mean, like we have now receiver. In receiver, we have actual echo application, and all these endpoints managed by echo application. So this WA is kind of wrapper for our own understanding of what's a web application, but main point is echo framework, right? So echo application. And now for our get, so first one is add entity. So this one, for add entity, we need access to storage, right? So if I want to keep add entity function clean, what I need to do, I need to send this storage as an additional parameter here. Let me do this. So here I can change semantics a little. I can say that now I accept entity repository, right? So it can be package entity repository, right? And instead of entity storage, we can say entity repository. It's just a naming issue, and this will work as expected. But I don't want to pass these parameters separately. So this is the point, because if you are doing, if you already have like one type, one structure, and in future we don't, like, let's say it's not only storage, but you can have also like some configuration and all this, and you want to share them across all your structure and also all your methods. So that's why I will go a bit differently. I will clean this part and say here like this. Maybe we'll have the same receiver, of course. And now we should say not add entity, but web application add entity. And here we should say web application dot entity repository and then add. So this is a change we will need to do for each following methods. So let's do this. So I will do this part. So we will need to have it here. Up. List. Delete. So now I should have it on all methods. Yes. And here let's do like this. And yeah, and in some of them we will need to fix this storage, and actually I can just replace it. So what I will do, I will say replace, and I will replace entity storage with web application dot entity storage. Okay, so this is also fixed now. And only so to finalize all this refactoring for this specific file, one last point is to use actually this initialization. So for this I will go back, and so we'll need to think whether we can do this, right? So when we initialize new application, so we need to do before start, all these roads needs to be called, and so this is on web application instance. So maybe what I will do for now at least, we can also change this in future. What I will do, I will say on my receiver I have init, and this init will take care of all other inits for now, right? And here before we start we say init. Nope. Init. Yeah, this is also a good point, like this suggestion. So we can actually, since we are in the same package, we can actually use directly these methods. This is not an issue. But since in future we can have a different configuration, or they can be in different packages, I will stick to this option. So I will use this public method. And let's try to see what we have else. So API part is done, and now let's quickly do this part, and then we can finalize this stream. And for this I will do the same refactoring very quickly. So this one is easier because, like usual, we don't have much here. It's only one method, and actually I can keep it as a separate. Oh no, I cannot, because I use entity storage. Okay, so web application. Does Visual Studio Code generate this? For example, if I say this, no, or maybe this application, no. Anyway, so probably there is a way, but I will do long version. And here we say entity repository. Okay, so let's try and see if we can run this. So one last piece is also initialize website. It's a website. And I need to remove this part here. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so let's try this here. Okay, yeah, it runs at least. So I will quickly test our form, and also we can actually start with API. So now we have /API. Okay, so this works, and then we check our form. TV series, Dexter, and if I go back to entities, it's the last page. We don't have why? Ah, yeah, it's under API. Okay, so we have it for some reasons twice, but this is something to check next time. Yeah, I think, yeah, again, we did only part of our initial goals. So initially I wanted to do not only static files part. Like actually I didn't have plan for refactoring, so but now I think we have cleaner structure, a little cleaner, because we still serving everything under the main package, which is also we can refactor. So for real world applications, probably you don't have everything under the main. You can have better structure. So, but we will get there step by step. But we still need to. So now when I have a better URL structure, our next goal will be to think what will be under the website, maybe address. We can also we can do also further refactoring. For example, we can refactor this grouping part here, right? Let's say we don't have only entities, but we also have other other types, so we can also group them. For each CRUD group, we can have separate configuration, for example. But in terms of bigger refactorings, so I will need to think what should be under static, not only static files, but also application, website. Is only main page with a form or many forms? Ideally, it can be when we open main page, we get to the kind of list of entities, right? Human readable list, and then there is a form, there is a button or link. We go to the add form, we add a new one, and get back to the list. This is very natural in terms of web applications. So this can be immediate next step. But in future, it can be also our front end kind of talk to the backend, right? So we operate through the API endpoint. For this, I would prefer that we don't do static HTMLs, but we use React, for example, for this. But again, it is something to consider in future streams. For now, thanks for watching.